am. I just wanted to jump on and share with you my very first junk journal. So I'm a little bit nervous, so be nice. I've never done anything like this before ever. I know I've been sharing a lot of haul videos with you recently of things that I've been collecting for my junk journals, and you've probably fed up of seeing all the shopping I'm doing, so I thought it's about time I got this finished and shared with you. So I plan on using this for December daily this year, which is something else I've never done before either. So first junk journal, first December daily, so fingers crossed it all goes okay. I'm loving it so far, so I'll jump straight in and show you what I did. So I bought an old book from a charity shop, hardback book, you can just see it there. I've just used that, pulled all the pages out and just made one signature of my own and then stitched that in. So if you've seen some of my charity shop haul videos, you might have seen I found this book, and I can't remember what it was called now. It was some wartime, can't remember what it was now. But anyway, it had a dust cover on it, and when I took it off, it had this gorgeous kind of textured front. You can hear it. So I gutted that, like I said, made a signature and stitched it in. And then the stitching, I just used this kind of twine that was red and cream. And then I just covered, because it had the name of the book on the spine, I just covered it with some washi tape that I had that looked like old book paper. And then a little strip of this red washi with gold snowflakes on. So I've gone really traditional colours, and then I've just put some beads on. I just punched a hole in the side and just put some elastics through with some Christmassy coloured beads and charms and things on. Little kind of Christmas tree shaped one. And I used to make jewellery, so I've got tons of beads just knocking around because they're too pretty to get rid of, even if I don't make the jewellery anymore. So just put those on the side. And then I just got a doily, and I coffee stained this, but I coffee stained all the papers at once. I picked out everything I wanted to use and just dunked them all in coffee and left them overnight, including all the little crochets and trims and things. And then this was a little wood veneer that I got from the works. I think it was £2, something like that, dead cheap. So I've just glued that on the front as well. And I love that I've got bits kind of sticking out, and it's all a little bit rough and there's threads and things. So I'll jump straight in. I've got this kind of crochet trim, just hold it together, and that's actually attached to the signature rather than the hard cover. So I'll show you what I mean. So there you go. So it's attached, it's actually stitched in as part of the signature. And I've just put a little bit of that washi on the inside to hide the stitching as well. I need to glue that a little bit because it's not staying. So this is my first page, and I've just put a little kind of library tab with, it had this card that slips in, so that's glued. And then it had this card with a hole in, and I've just attached a little kind of craft tag to the top of it as well, and just stamped on there. So that's going to be kind of my title page. And then I've got, that's just the back of this is scrapbook paper, and I coffee stained it all so it's a bit kind of rough looking and used, and I just tore the edges instead of cutting them. And I found that's actually a sticker that I've just stuck on. These, I had some children's Christmas books, and that was one of them, and again I coffee stained that and just ripped the edge, and I've stitched a little bit of coffee stained trim to the bottom of there as well, just for a bit of detail. And that was the back of that. I quite liked seeing the stitching on the other side. And my sewing machine was having an absolute fit. It didn't like stitching on paper, so it was knotting up. But if I'd have done this on fabric, I am a perfectionist, and I would have unpicked it all and done it all nice and neat. But I really like it as a part of the junk journal. It just adds a bit more detail, I think. So I'll fix it for next time, but I'm not bothered for this one. And then I just added a little pocket of scrapbook paper onto this, and I just stitched some lines. They're just the threads. I thought I could journal on them, so just stitched some lines, and I found some little tags, so remembered and a Santa, and it'll just tuck in there. And then I stitched a doily onto this page, again just stitched those lines through. I've left all the threads because I just like them, just a bit of detail, so I left that. And again, that was just hanging out the bottom of the book, so I've just ripped the bottom off there and the top and just left that rough. And then some scrapbook paper with a little brown tag. I punched a hole through and put a tag on this side and this side, just for a bit of fun. Why not? So that's scrapbook paper. This is a little vellum bag that I've just stamped a little image on. And I haven't opened it on this side, but I was thinking I might cut the top or the corner and actually use it as a pocket, but I'll wait until I get to that day and see what I want to journal. I might want to use the top. So that's the back of that. This was a Christmas colouring book that I had. So I just stained that again, stitched that in. That's the back of that. This was a little embellishment, and I have just stitched it, but not all the way, if that makes sense, so I can just tuck something in behind it. And this was just a little card that I got in there. Some more scrapbook paper and some sticker, again just knotted up thread, so I like how it looks. This was again that colouring book, and it had a circle decoration there, so I just stuck that little rabbit on there, little sticker. Colouring book. This page was scrapbook paper, and I just tore another piece of scrapbook paper and stitched it, so it's made a pocket in the top and a little tuck spot at the bottom as well. And then I just sewed some rickrack, it's like a velvet ribbon, it's gorgeous, down the side. Punched another hole in the paper here and put a tea stained luggage tab and then a little kind of Christmassy scene on there as well. This is the other side of the vellum and I just stamped on that. I did coffee stain the vellum so you can see the kind of staining on it. Stamped on there. And then made a little pocket. This is in a circle because this is where I stitched the doily. I stitched the doily to the paper and I just followed the circle of the doily. So that's why it's made that kind of circle shape on the back, but that's perfect. It just made a little tuck spot there for me. And then I just stitched a little bit of like crochet trim down the side and again just ripped the edge of the paper. So that's that little doily. And I just like having this kind of bit flapping. I might write on it, my journal on it, I might just leave it. I like that page. And then I put this little, I had this, it was a paper bag with these black dots on, so I just stitched a couple of lines to kind of close it and make it a little side pocket. And I've put kind of cards and things in to show you, but I might, also when it comes to journaling, I might take that out and swap it for something else. So that's the back of that. It's another sheet of kind of the vellum that I stamped on. I think it was tracing paper that I've just stained and then ripped. This was from, again, one of my haul videos you've probably seen. I've got a few Christmas recipe books, so I pulled that out and put that in. So you've got the recipe, or our recipe on the back as well. This is just an envelope, and again, I've stamped on the front of it, but I haven't opened it. I'm going to wait until I get to this page. I might not, I might just leave a picture on it and do something on the back, or I might cut the top or the side to actually get into the pocket. I've not decided yet. So then we're in the middle of the bindings in there, if you like. So I left it open, stitched it, and then sealed the envelope so it completely hides the binding. So we're on the other side of the signature now. That's the other side of that recipe book. There's some Christmassy recipes. The other side of that vellum, and I did stitch the side of it, but if you can see it very well. But then it ripped, but I actually quite like it. It's made a little detail there. So I'm going to put a little snowman. That's the other side of that little bag, and I just put some journal-y bits in there as well. And then this gorgeous doily. I didn't stitch this side, I left it loose as a page. Another one of those little kind of trims that I've made into a little tuck spot with a bit of ripped paper. That's really ripped. I didn't quite mean to rip it that far, but I don't mind. It just peeks at the other one behind it. And again, a little pocket, and I found this noted card to just fit in there. Gorgeous bit of tracing paper that's all been coffee stained. This just scrapbook paper that I've just stitched that rickrack on. That diagonal stitching's just come through from the back here, where I stitched just to make a little pocket. That's stitched in, but it's a perfect little tuck spot. And then with a little luggage tag that I've stained around the edges as well. Put that in there. Bit of the colouring page, Christmassy colouring pages, scrapbook paper. And this was the other side of the colouring page, but I just stitched along both two sides of it. Left it open on that side, so it's just a pocket, and I've just put some journaling cards in there. This was the other side of that vellum bag, so I didn't open that side of it. Like I said, I might do when it comes to journaling, but this is the top of the bag. So I've just stamped in there and stuck a Project Life card and a picture of Santa in there. And then stamped on the back of it. This was just scrapbook paper, and I've just stitched a little bit of Christmassy ribbon and crochet on it. This is the back of that scrapbook paper, so you can see the threads. Obviously, I've had this little tag, so I just punched a hole. I like leaving the threads kind of hanging up there. And thank you. And I just again copy stain that. Back of that giant doily that I ripped. This is just scrapbook paper again, and I just stitched a ribbon on, but I just folded it as I was sticking it through the machine. Didn't do anything fancy, just screwed it under. So that makes a little kind of ribbon trim. I'm nearly at the end, so some more scrapbook paper that I just stitched. So 2 scrapbook papers, if you like, that I just stitched together with some little journal cards in there, a little label. That's the other side of that children's storybook with Santa. And I just stitched a little bit of crochet to the bottom of that one. And then on this one, I had these little tags, and I stitched the top of that one and the bottom of that to make tuck spots. So you can see, you can just pull those out and put them back under. And that's it. So I thought that they can kind of sum up at the end, whether it's got photos on it or journaling or what. And that's it, that's the back. So like I said, that's kind of attached, it's stitched in there, so it'll all sew up. So that's it, my very first junk journal. I'm really looking forward to doing December daily. Like I said, I've never done that before either, so I'm hoping to share that with you as I go along. I'm not quite sure whether I'll be able to share it daily or whether I might have to do a couple at a time, but I will try my best to share it every day. So hopefully you enjoyed that, guys. I'm really, really looking forward to doing some more. It's so much fun doing this. So I've got tons more books, as I'm sure you've seen watching my hauls, and I can't wait to get into them. So thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, I'd love a thumbs up, and please subscribe, it means a lot. And thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Bye.